Today, we hurt even more because it was not worth his life. It was not worth me being a widow. It was not worth my children being fatherless.
Dying in vain. Chris Hani's widow lambastes the ANC. E-tolls. One more day and then they're gone, unlike the debt, which remains at 43 billion rand. And cracking down on the massive car syndicate behind the death of Kaizer Chiefs football player Luke Fleurs. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton. Good to have you with us.
This is Eyewitness News.
A victory for motorists. From midnight tomorrow, they'll no longer be charged for e-tolls. The system has officially been scrapped.
The tag bips will stop after midnight on the 11th of April 2024. The gantry lights and cameras will remain on for road safety purposes, but also for crime fighting, as I've indicated.
The gantries will remain to assist in crime fighting. What is unclear is what the government will do to resolve the 43 billion rand e-toll debt. Police have arrested 6 suspects in connection with the murder of Kaizer Chiefs soccer player Luke Fleurs. And they believe more are out there. The footballer was shot during a hijacking in Hani last week and later died in hospital.
The 6 suspects were traced and arrested in Slovoville in Soweto in the early hours of Wednesday, the 10th of April 2024, while the vehicle that was already stripped was recovered on Monday, the 8th of April 2024. Police believe that the suspects are part of a syndicate that is responsible for car hijacking in Gauteng.
Will we ever find what was behind Secretary to Parliament Xolile George's massive salary hike, 2.6 million rand to 4.4, not long after his appointment? Parliament says former Speaker Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula no longer has to answer for her actions on that. The Powers and Privileges Committee took the decision today when it received an update on the DA's complaint against the former Speaker.
The committee's jurisdiction is limited to members of the National Assembly. The former Speaker resigned as both the Speaker and member of the Assembly.
This follows the former Speaker's resignation last week as she made her first appearance to face corruption charges. Chris Hani's widow, Dimpo, has lambasted the ANC, saying its government has failed the struggle icon and millions of destitute South Africans. She says there seems to be no political will to save the country from corruption, failing state institutions, poverty, and the soaring cost of living. Hani's widow was speaking at the former SACP General Secretary's 31st commemoration at his burial site in Boksburg earlier today.
Today, we hurt even more because it was not worth his life. It was not worth me being a widow. It was not worth my children being fatherless.
It seems there is now very little in the way of stopping Jacob Zuma from contesting the elections. The Electoral Commission says it'll seek legal advice on the latest court order in favour of Zuma. But a legal expert says even if the IEC were to challenge the ruling handed down, it's unlikely that challenge would be finalised before South Africa goes to the polls.
I think that is a fatal misunderstanding of the correct legal position. The fact that you get remission or even that you get medical parole doesn't mean that the sentence in its original sense does not exist. That is the result of other interventions, but it doesn't take away what the original sentence is. So my take on it is that I will be surprised if the election court will favorably look at that argument.
A breakthrough moment in sport. World Athletics have announced it'll become the first international federation to award prize money at an Olympics, beginning at this year's Games in Paris. Gold medal winners in each of the 48 athletics events in Paris will receive $50,000. That's more than 900,000 rand. Relay teams will receive the same amount to be shared among the team members.
I'm helping SASCOC with the CEO, talking to a number of commercial partners to see how best do we help our team to go to Paris. As you know, government, SASCOC as well, is struggling there and there. We want to make sure that we send a team, strong team, that must not think about issues of funding, But I think we're getting there together. We've spoken to one or two people. I'm talking companies, commercial partners, who must help us to make sure that our teams must get as many melters as possible, minus off the field issues.
Remember, you can always download the EWN News app, and I shall see you for more again tomorrow.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.